Hey, my super beautiful, lovely, gorgeous souls. Welcome. We're in Aries season. So this is going to be for Aries. Rather than me doing individual spreads, which take up a lot of time, I feel like this is a really good way to reach everybody quicker so you don't have to wait in between for your separation readings. So this is going to be for Aries with Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, and I'll go through. We'll pull out some messages for separation, leading up to separation, maybe some divine masculine wounds, divine feminine wounds, some soul's journey type stuff on twin flame journey, and whatever else we pull in, okay, that's going to be helpful to you. So let's get started. I will leave timestamps, and I'm going to start with Aries and Libra. So Aries and Libra, let's pull out some energies leading up to separation, okay? Maybe while you were still connected. I mean, you're always connected, but while you were still sort of in contact, let's say, because there could be no contact, there could be contact, there could be limited contact, but let's see some of the energies. Wow, this is a really strong connection. I feel like there's a real sense of home here and that you felt it immediately. I feel like both of you are bringing in an element of healing and love and something surrounding home and home life. I don't know if you both had crazy home life in the past and you want to give that to yourselves now, or if it's just a real big area of focus that's a focal point for you for growth and goals later in life is to have a very peaceful home life. But there is such a level here and an element here of healing. This is really quite beautiful. You know, we're getting like healing around the home and healing from childhood stuff and, you know, home type life stuff that both of you have brought in here. I feel like there's a level of security, wanting security and working towards security. That these two are a great pairing, by the way. Libra and Aries are a phenomenal dynamite pairing. They understand each other very well. They can see eye to eye on lots of things. They share similar beliefs and goals. So yeah, very, very strong connection. Let's get some from the divine masculine. Let's see what the divine masculine energy is surrounding this connection, sort of wounds maybe that the divine masculine may be carrying, maybe some things that might have disrupted this connection from the divine masculine's perspective. We got dishonest. Oh, so the divine masculine might have been being dishonest about some things. It could be they had somebody else that they were dealing with outside of you. It could be that they didn't be completely honest, I don't know, about their job or their career or something that was sort of vital for you to know. It could be that they just didn't want to share things about themselves and they sort of tiptoed around the daisies about it, or they, you know, gave you sort of like little hints of things, but never were completely open and honest 100% with divine feminine. And they've got childhood wounds they're dealing with. So yeah, so pretty on the money about the childhood wound stuff, because I do feel like that is a major factor in this connection. The two of you coming together to sort of heal each other, to sort of expose these issues with childhood or issues from childhood or even teenage years that need to be sort of looked at. And this is very common, guys, in twin union and separation, because a lot of it is what we have endured in childhood that really shape us, who we are today, and does have to do with our love styles and our patterns of attraction. So let's get some from the divine feminine now. Divine feminine in this connection. Let's get some from the divine feminine perspective. Maybe some wounds, some issues that our divine feminine might be dealing with. Victimized. Our divine feminine feels victimized. I feel like she feels that maybe because the divine masculine couldn't open up, it made her feel very like helpless or very hopeless about the future for this connection. It could be in the past too that she had some issues with this in childhood, because I mean, we're getting childhood wounds. Remember, you guys are each other's perfect mirror, okay? So you're mirroring to each other things that need to be fixed or healed. So if the divine masculine is suffering from childhood wounds, it's very possible the divine feminine is suffering from childhood wounds as well, okay? I feel like she just feels like a victim in this whole connection, especially if divine masculine was being dishonest. She feels like a victim. Like, I couldn't have seen this coming. Why did I get lied to? Why did I get shitted around? That kind of feelings. And this is for her about discovery. I feel like for her to find out that the divine masculine maybe was dishonest was very painful for her, but it also led her to a new discovery of self. Maybe some things like she was started to examine relationship patterns, or she started to examine things about herself, like why was she maybe falling for some dishonesty? Why was she allowing it? Sort of energy here, okay? So let's pull in sort of some energy that this connection might be carrying, okay? Because that's important too. So some energy this connection might be carrying. We're getting storm warning. So it could be that, you know, these two coming together was, yes, like a storm. It could be a little bit of an opposites attract thing, but I'm feeling more like a perfect storm. Now that could be a perfect storm of emotions, okay? So something happened between these two. It could have been a major argument, a major falling out, a major fight. Maybe they said things that were unfavorable and they regretted it after the fact, but something major came over this, okay, that caused this big storm to come through and sort of split them up, okay? And I'm feeling like it's unsaid things. It's things from the past that were brewing. It's things from the connection that were mirrored to each other that were brewing. This was sort of like coming. It was coming. It was coming. That's what the energy I'm picking up on here. Like you may have known, either of you, oh, something's coming with this. You know, like, in other words, it was no like shock. You could see the gray clouds forming. You could see the clouds sweeping in. You could feel the change in energy in the air, okay? So that's what I'm feeling. It's holding a connection of, I feel like a big thing building up and then a cleansing. Because storms cleanse. They cause damage. Yes, they do destructive things, but they also cleanse, okay? So let's get some advice for the divine masculine and the divine feminine from the Work Your Light Oracle, sort of bringing some light into this connection. Some things maybe to focus on, some things maybe that might help you. All right, divine feminine. Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. So I feel like this is really mapped out for you, divine feminine. You might not realize it, but I feel like if you look a little deeper, you really do know the way to go, sort of. You can't undo what happened in the past between you and your twin. You can only worry about what is next for you. So I feel like this is about you laying sort of foundations for the path you want to take and shaping it the way you want it to be, okay? But there's a lot of healing involved here, and it is part of your divine plan. I feel like the first step is to heal yourself, and then everything else will sort of follow, like sort of like dominoes. Like once you set that off, that healing, it's only going to get better. Divine masculine, the great gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hints. Wow, okay. And soul tribe. So I feel like with the divine masculine, this is for him to open up his divine energy, like his intuition, and to trust that more. It could be something that he always repressed, and it didn't help him. It harmed him, because if he had only listened to his intuition and only listened to himself, he may not have had to cause himself the pain that he did through these childhood wounds. I feel like is an issue, okay? So let's sort of ask here and get sort of some general theme of your connection, okay? Because I feel like you can have many themes to your connection, sort of a main theme of this connection between the two of you. Could be a life lesson, something that you both chose that you wanted to learn here, okay? The main theme of this connection is purpose. I know what I am here to do. Wow. So you let that sink in for a minute, because the light cards, the Work Your Light cards, are talking about spiritual path and journey. Now, I don't know if you guys think that just because you hear that you're supposed to go on this spiritual journey and everything's going to be okay and a magic wand is going to get waved, and just because I go on my spiritual journey, it's going to put me back with my twin. Absolutely not. And I know there's a lot of confusing information out there, but I try to spread as much truth as I can. You have to do the work. You can hear from any reader in the world that you're going to get back together. It's going to be happy, lovey-dovey, flowers, hearts, and candy. But if you don't do the work, there is absolutely no purpose to this connection, okay? It will be purposeless, and you will end up repeating it, because when you decide to come back together to reincarnate on Earth, you decide upon lessons that you both need to learn separate and lessons that your connection is going to carry. So yours has to do with purpose, knowing your purpose, knowing your true goals, going after your goals, believing in yourself to be able to do it, sort of making the path, molding the path to the way you need to shape it, that it's going to work for you so that you can continue on it. So you could even get started, number one, and then continue on it. Okay. So let's get some angels. What does the angels have to say about this connection? Okay. What do the angels have to say about this connection? This can include timing. If it comes in, it comes in. If not, then it's just a good, solid message from angels about this connection. There's something better. Okay. So I feel like out there is something better for both of you, something that you're supposed to go into, you're supposed to sink your teeth into. I feel like deep down you know what you really want. I feel like part of this separation is for you to go after what you really, really want in life. Like if you want to be a nurse, go be a nurse. You want to go be a car mechanic, go be a car mechanic. You want to be a veterinarian, go be a veterinarian. I feel like that's what this is saying. Like other than this life right now, there's something better, okay? And also the pain that comes with separation, there's something better. It's not all painful. So you're being guided to, go after that something better, okay? I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it was helpful. Please let me know. So now we're going to get on to Aries and Aquarius. So Aries and Aquarius. This has been a fan favorite for a while, this connection. So let's check out Aries and Aquarius. Let's get some sort of general energies that were surrounding this connection, possibly leading up to the separation. General energies. We've got very strong Aries energy. And look at that. We've got very strong Aquarius energy. Guys, I don't set these cards up. It just happens this way. Okay, unbelievable. So we've got a very strong Aries and a very strong Aquarius energy. It does not matter how these read. You could read as the divine feminine or the divine masculine. You could read more as the Aries or the Aquarius. It's however it resonates to you is what you need to keep. Somebody is more in an energy of directness, routine. Let's save. Let's do this. Let's get shit done. I'm serious about my path. I am very responsible. I'm very orderly. I'm very, to the point. And the other is more in a little more of a friendlier energy and a softer energy and a more fantasy and dreamy and hopeful energy, and someone that is definitely a thinker and someone that likes to help humanity and has all these causes in mind. It's exactly Aries and Aquarius. Okay. So the Aries energy is here. Aquarius energy is here. So I feel like this is a good connection though, because I feel like somebody's really solid and grounded and the other has the mind to think and sort of shape and mold things and help the other with maybe more of those practical choices. They can open them up to more, helpful choices, if that makes any sense. Let's pull in some of the divine feminine energy here. Possibly some wounds, possibly some things that need to be sorted out, worked out, healed, dealt with. Feelings she might have. Not meant to know. So divine feminine, there's some things about your divine masculine that you want to know. I feel like you're ruminating or maybe even obsessing a little bit. You're not meant to know these things. I feel like you're also not meant to know what they're doing in separation, because it's going to mess up what you're doing or what you're supposed to be doing. So I feel like it's a major distraction to be wondering all the time about what are they doing. You're not meant to know. It's almost like the spirit's like, it's none of your business what they're doing. You need to worry about you, because that's where the real power lies, is when you can take on the energy of progress, self-discovery, self-healing, all those things. That's when you really are activating your true power. And we're also getting communication. So it could be that you want this communication really, really badly, and they may have ignored you in the past or ghosted you in the past or turned their back on you in the past, and maybe just gave you like a little sprinkle of something or a little twinkle of something that kept you in this awe of them that you wanted more and more and more, and you got crazy with it and greedy with it. And they decided, oh, I gave you what I gave you, and now I'm just going to go do me. So divine masculine is in that energy of, I got to do me. I have to focus on me. I have to have something for myself first. I have to be good and great before I can be good and great for you. So I have to do this. They are very hopeful of their future, but they have neglected you and your needs in the past. And they have neglected your need for structure and order in the past, because they're in this energy of self and being better and healing and doing what they need to do. Okay. So I feel like you're waiting for that communication. It could be stopping you from what you need to do. You cannot stay in stagnant energy and just waiting for them to contact you. I'm getting from spirit, you need to move on from this. And if you are very, very dependent on communication, you might want to just shoot some kind of communication out there to your divine masculine and sort of hear it for yourself. I'm feeling like that might be what you need to do. You sort of need to hear it from them yourself, but you may not get a good response or a good answer because of the energy they're in. I'm just being honest here, guys. The cards don't lie. So let's talk about the divine masculine energy here, because that's equally as important. Fear of commitment. They're not ready to commit. This could be why they ghosted. This could be why they give you a little trinket and then they disappear. It could be why, they're not available emotionally. Okay. They're afraid to get involved emotionally. They're afraid to do an emotional exchange, because to them, that's a form of commitment. They may have fears from the past. This could be from a past relationship. It could be that they haven't ended a relationship completely yet, or they're still holding on to a past relationship, okay? But either way, they're very fearful of commitment. They're afraid to put their all into something. They're afraid to, I feel like give, because if they give, they have to be responsible. And I feel like there's a little bit of I can't be responsible right now for a relationship or a connection. And we're getting illusion. So they might be disillusioned by the past. It could also be that, they fantasize about you. They think about you. They might want to be with you. They definitely want you, but it looks bigger to them than they can imagine. They get psyched out, if that makes any sense. They psych themselves out. They're almost there. And then boom, something in their energy changes and they just can't do it. They're just too afraid to commit. So yeah, there's some issues there with balance and illusion in their mind, okay? Which, really doesn't have anything to do with you. It has to do with them sort of coming out of that and trying to get over that and conquer that. So in separation, this is some things that are major issues for them. So what energy is this carrying? We're getting financial constraints. So I don't know if there was issues with the money with them, that they were maybe dependent on you for money, or you them, or they didn't have enough money to suffice or live, or they feel like they need to have more to be somebody with status, or paying off debts, or debts screwed something up. There's something about this constraint of money here, okay? So a good question when this card comes up is, what's your relationship with money? What's their relationship with money? Because it could be deeper as a part of a lesson here between the two of you in the connection that you have, going forward. It could be an issue. It could be an issue still, okay? It could be that, they don't really go after what they want, or they're not reaching their full potential in life, or they're causing you to not reach your full potential in life when it comes to your relationship with money, okay? So something to think about. So let's pull in some work light here, sort of to shed some light on the dark. Divine Feminine, what's a message for you? We're getting Priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? So I feel like leading for yourself here. I feel like you may have led this connection. You may be the leader in this connection. You may be the chaser though, because you're chasing after, I feel like a lead you feel like you need to take, but I feel like when they're in this energy of illusion, they're not seeing it for what it is. They're not seeing your truths. They're not seeing you in the energy of love and light that you're in, trying to call to them to pull them out of that. They're not seeing it. So let's get a message for them, Divine Masculine. break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. This could be shit that they had in past life issue. They could have had a past life issue with illusions and sort of self-doubt and being afraid to commit and afraid of responsibility of commitment. It could be that they had an issue with that. It could be because we're getting ancestral pattern. It could be that this is something that all the men in this person's family deal with this, or all the women, or it could be something from a past life between the two of you that is repeating in this life that will have a chance to be worked out and fixed. But they have some ties, like a soul. I feel like their soul is like engulfed in like a prison when it comes to breaking the chain about these illusions and these fears of commitment. Yeah, definitely. So I like to do this. This is now sort of like a main theme of your connection. Okay, there could be many themes of your connection. Something that is being worked out, something that you may need to do as part of what you decided to learn between this connection. Discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. That excellent. I mean, that fits so perfectly for both of you, for the divine masculine and the divine feminine, and this connection. This connection is about discipline. How can you discipline yourself to not obsess over what are they doing? I need to see them. I need to talk to them. I need. It's more for you to stop with that and put the focus on you. What do you need? Ask yourself that. Provide it to yourself. Reparent yourself from childhood. Give yourself the things that you never had, because you can't solely rely on a connection or a relationship to give you what you never had. That's just not happening. So yeah, and discipline for the divine masculine also to be more, clear-headed and more logical and more, not with the self-doubt and, not disillusioning themselves about connection and about restraints with money or restraints with connection to another soul to love, to allow that love in to diminish that fear of commitment. And now let's get something from angels. Let's see what the angels have to say. This could have to do with timing, or it could just be specific messages. Let's see. Give them one more quick shuffle. We're getting a no. So angels are telling you that if you think whatever you were thinking going into this reading, at this time you're getting a no answer, okay? And it could just be at this time, okay? To me, it feels like there needs to be a lot more worked out here, that there's not a lot been done. So if any of you have been following this connection, Aries and Aquarius, my past videos, in separation, not a lot has been being done here. There's some stagnant energies. We're getting perfect timing. So when everything is worked out and the timing is right, okay? Because believe me, it's already all written out. That's when you're going to come back together, okay? You are going to come back together. You're going to come back together, okay? But not right now. The work is not being done here in this particular union, okay? You might feel like you're doing the work, but they're not. Or they are and you're not. It's either or. It's a little bit of both, but it's either or too, okay? I thought that this is a good union. I feel like it's very powerful energies, but yes, it needs some more work here, definitely. I hope that this was helpful. Now let's get on to Aries and Gemini. So Aries and Gemini, let's get some general sort of energy around your connection, sort of starting out and separation. All right, so I feel like somebody is a little paranoid here. Somebody has a little bit of a past or post-traumatic stress or something with paranoia from the past or fears from the past. I also feel like they may have pushed away this energy because it felt so passionate and so unbelievable. They were almost like terrified by it, okay? I feel like they have issues from the past that they didn't clear up yet. And I also feel like there's something with healing, like a wound, or like something from a depression like wound, or a trauma type of a wound, okay? So somebody is in a sort of very traumatized I want to say, that's why I'm making up a word, energy, okay? And they're sort of awaiting the next thing or the next bad thing to happen. I feel like they're always sort of waiting for the next bad thing to happen, or they're always fearful that something bad is going to happen. The other part of the energy connected to this is more of a passionate, let's go by the seat of our pants, let's take a chance, let's take a risk, let's come on, let's do this. Like, I'm not afraid, I want it, let's have it, okay? So very different energies here. Let's pull in from the divine feminine. Maybe some wounds, some things that need to be dealt with or healed, maybe some ways that she's feeling, divine feminine. Let's see. What you're made of. Divine feminine is being challenged to what is she made of? Like, how much strength do you have? This is really testing you, and it's making you prove what you're made of, okay? Really having to pull out that inner strength to deal with this. Okay, it's also challenging you to look within yourself for any wounds that you may have that may have surfaced in the mirroring here, and know your power. So the divine feminine could be feeling a little bit powerless when it comes to this connection, how she sees herself reacting in it and how she sees her divine masculine reacting in it. She could be feeling a bit powerless here. This is to know what you like, what you're made of. Like, really, this is unbelievable. Like, I feel like you have like very low self-esteem. So angels, spirit, everybody's channeling in here for you to know what you're worth, know you're made of. So this union is testing you to know your worth and know your true power and the power that you really have here, okay? Divine masculine. Let's get some from the divine masculine. Divine masculine. We're getting status importance. So they feel like they have to be somebody before they can be with you. Divine masculine, you feel like you got to be somebody. They feel like they have to have money, status, power. They got to be the manager now. They got to be the CEO now. They got to have this amount of money in the bank. They got to have this amount of money for retirement. They have to make sure they have emergency funds. They have to be always prepared. So there's a lot of status importance there. They may feel like they are a failure if they can't be better for you or better to you. They may feel like they've always felt this way and that they have to have this in order for them to be happy. They sort of want their cake and eat it too. But if they're putting all their focus on status importance, they can't put any focus on, commitment or any focus on sort of the connection here. Yeah, and they have jealousy issues. Okay, so it could be that, there is some issues too with maybe we're a little bit more successful than them, or maybe you have a little bit more direction, or you know exactly what you want and they didn't, and they may have become jealous of that. Maybe you make more money than them and they may have become jealous of that. Maybe you had somebody else in your life and they were jealous of that person even though it was over, or maybe you were still with somebody and you connected with them and they were jealous of it. Either way, whatever it may be, they have jealousy issues. Okay, they may need to feel like they're the most important person when it comes to work and love. Okay, so that's when I say have your cake and eat it too. That's what I mean by that. Okay, so let's pull in some actually, let's do the energy that's surrounding. What is an energy that this connection is carrying? What is an energy that this connection is carrying? It's contract. This is part of your contract, part of your soul's contract. Now, it could be twin flame, or it could be karmic, or it could be a soul type of contract. It doesn't matter, okay? Either way, this is a very important connection. Everything that's happening thus far is part of your contract. So it could be that the divine feminine needed to know, what am I made of? What's my power? What's my talents? How can I boost my self-esteem? How could I know my worth? How could I know that I'm a powerful divine female? And past lives didn't. And this could be carrying over from past lives. The status importance and the jealousy. This is somebody that could have been in a past life. They could have been somebody with bad energy that they killed for their money, or they did terrible things for money. And they have to learn about this now, that it's not about status importance. It's about love and connection. And also to be happy for people, not to be jealous, or to be trusting of a partner and not think that, they're going to dish you, or they're going to cheat on you, or they're going to do bad things to you. So let's get some work your light in here. Divine feminine, trust the niggle. What is the niggle feeling trying to tell you? So deep down, you know what to do. Deep down, you may have known some of these things already about your divine masculine, but it's to trust your gut more. You're being awoken to trust your gut more. You have excellent gut feeling indicator. I feel like you have this little thing inside of you that you know. All right, so pay attention to that. And divine masculine, take a break. Life's work, not a season. Oh my God, get off the treadmill. That's crazy, because we got the status importance. So they are really focused on this in separation. They're being called to take a break and to sort of take a step back and, sort of realize, that life is not all about just work, 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 money, money, money. So now let's get a main theme of your connection. What is a main theme here of this connection? Honesty. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. So being more honest with yourself about this connection, about life, about things you need to do. Also, I feel like we can get stuck in energy sometimes where we have to tell ourselves it is this way when it really isn't. We just sort of settle. So it's about being in settled energy and sort of knowing the difference and knowing the steps you need to take to make yourself happier, to do the things that, your soul is calling you to do. So be honest about those things. And from angels, we're getting don't stop. So don't stop what you're doing. I feel like there's some progress made here in this connection. More the divine feminine than the divine masculine, but there's definitely progress being made here. So keep doing what you're doing. And we're getting big, happy changes. Excellent. So I feel like whether that has to do with you reuniting with your twin or not, I feel like for you, you're coming into an energy where you're leaving this stuff behind. This was sitting for a while, festering for a while. Nothing was really happening for a while. I feel like it was like a slow growth thing. Now I feel like there's more growth to come. Bigger things are opening up. Bigger doors are going to open up that you both can take your paths, and hopefully you will do what is needed for the work and you will come back together. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you found this helpful. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next reading. Love and light.